Hey guys, welcome to MinnieMollyReviews. So today I am doing my first of my film reviews and I am reviewing Annie. Now these film reviews will be done every 2 weeks for you guys. Annie actually came out in 2014 for the Christmas period and I went and saw it with my family. So for those of you who might not have seen the original Annie, this came out in 1982. It's a big musical. It is quite a famous musical. So the main plot of Annie, for those of you who have never seen the original, is, well, obviously about the girl called Annie who lives in an orphanage run by Miss Hannigan. And Annie gets a stroke of luck when she runs into Daddy Warbucks, who ends up adopting her in the end. Now, this story that came out in 2014 is a bit of a different one compared to the original. Again, it does start off with Annie as an orphan, but her foster mother is Miss Hannigan. And she's actually played by Cameron Diaz. The story goes on where she runs into a character called Will Stacks. Not Daddy Warbucks this time. Now Will Stacks is actually a quite famous, rich politician who doesn't have a very good reputation, and he sort of uses Annie as a marketing scheme to try and get the people to see him as a nice guy. And then Miss Hannigan goes along with it because she's pretty much just looking for the money. So it takes off from there and you get to see the journey Annie goes on throughout of New York. So the role of Annie is played by Quibanjane Wallace. She was actually an Oscar nominee at the age of 9 years old, so she's the youngest ever to be nominated. So this is quite big for the movie industry because it is the first ever Black Annie, which is huge, like, success in the business world. In the business world? In the world of movies. But I think she played the role brilliantly. She really did. She played the feisty, strong Annie we know and love, and also the vulnerable and naive side of a young girl in the care system, pretty much. So the role of Miss Hannigan is played by Cameron Diaz, and I didn't actually know she sang at all, so it was quite a big surprise to me. But I think she played it brilliantly, and I think her role from Bad Teacher actually really helped her with this role. Jamie Foxx took on the role of Will Stacks, who is this movie's version of Daddy Warbucks from the original. He's this, like, uptight politician type who just thinks about the money and sort of the fame of being mayor and the control of it. But you can see throughout the movie he does have a caring side to him, especially with Annie. I think he played it really well, and I think the connection between Annie and Will Stacks in the film you can really see, and I think the actors really played that well. So the character Grace, played by Rose Byron, is actually one of my favourite characters from the film. People don't really notice her because she wasn't in the original film, but I thought she really brought some great atmosphere to this film because it shows the motherliness and the caring towards Annie. Because Grace actually is Will Stacks' sort of, she works with him, but in a way she becomes sort of his conscience. So everything he does, she's there telling him this is the right thing to do. She really can see the bond that he has with Annie and really pushes for them to be together as a family. And I think it's really great. It's a very happy family sort of atmosphere that she brings to it. So this is obviously a musical, and this music was produced by Rock Nation. So that's like Jay-Z, Sia, Jada Smith and Will Smith, who are all involved in the movie. Now they've definitely modernised and brought it into sort of pop. They have the majority of the original songs from the original Annie, but they've also got 3 new songs added into it, which I thought was really nice because I haven't seen the original Annie since I was really young. So every time a song came out, I just went to my mum and was like, is that original or no? Right. Like every time I wasn't sure, but they were really good songs, I thought. I think probably my favourite song was when Annie was dancing around when she had first gone into Will Stacks' home and she lived there. She moved in and they were singing and dancing. It was her and Grace singing I Think I'm Gonna Like It Here, and that's original from the movie, and I just thought they did it really well, and I really enjoyed it because it was quite fun and very, like, I was going to say jumpy, but I didn't mean jumpy like, jumpy. I mean like jumpy, like quite a fun atmosphere, and I really enjoyed that song. I think the only things I would say about the films negatively was it was quite fast, like everything that happened. All of a sudden you meet these girls and they've got this bad foster moment. Like, the thing with Miss Hannigan is she didn't stand out as the hated character. Now, I know that sounds a bit weird, but we always love to hate the evil characters in films. That is, you always need a really good, horrible, evil character. And normally in Annie, Miss Hannigan is the one that everyone hates, but it ended up being this other guy. So I didn't really like that so much because I didn't like how they took away her moment of being the evil foster mother. They took it away and gave it to someone else, and that was the only thing really, is that they did change the story. Not just modernising it, but they did change it. So overall, this movie is a very, like, happy family movie that it's not groundbreaking, it's not going to change your life forever, but I think it is worth a watch because I think it's just a really just happy, cheerful film. I really enjoyed it. I did enjoy it, and I thought it's just great to watch with the family. It's just a good laugh, especially if you're a big fan of musicals and you're a big fan of the original Annie. I think definitely to watch a modernised version, I think it's quite effective for you guys to watch. So I would give probably a 3.5 out of 5 stars for this modernised classic Annie production. It was really good, really effective, but I don't think it was a groundbreaking movie, but I do think it's going to be watched for many years to come. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget, please subscribe to MinnieMollyReviews and the Minnie Molly. So, for my next film review, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye!